I woke up this morning and after getting my coffee and ready, I sat down to see who might have something to say to me from heaven's side and expecting that I might be able to talk to God because we've been having these morning chats every morning. There's always somebody waiting to talk to me, always. The minute I pick up the pendulum, somebody's there. Um, and it can be God or it can be somebody else from heaven's side. But every morning, God and I have been having these talks for the last week or so. And the pendulum just began to swing around because I use a pendulum and a letterboard. And the pendulum just was swinging around the board like it would go from one letter to the next, all the way around the board to Z, and then it started over again at A. And I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, I need to start this conversation. So I said, good morning. And apparently, that's the lesson for today. And so you can hear the rest shortly. Thank you. Good morning to you, Stephanie. This is the way I'd like you to greet me each day. Just say good morning, and I will say good morning to you. Because when you say good morning to me first, then I feel the vibration of love. And I will seal the deal by coming to you and talking to you in a happy way. When you sit and wait for me to talk to you, I have to be waiting for you to tell me what it is you want me to do. Because there's a lot of things I could say to you, but I'm not sure if you have a different point of view and you would like to let me be the one who will start the conversation. So I just wait until you are ready for me. And I want everybody to hear this. You need to talk to me and not just wait for me to talk to you. So when Steph says good morning to me, she takes the initiative, you see, and then I will talk to her. And so if she waits for me to talk to her, I'll still talk to her because she knows me and she expects me to talk to her. However, the lesson is for you, those of you who are listening to this, that you need to take the initiative if you want to talk to me. Otherwise, I might be able to get through to you and I might not. But when you take the initiative, then you reach out to me and I reach back to you and we make a connection. When you wait for me to reach out to you, I don't know if I can reach you because I need to see your hand reaching out for mine, you see? So just reach out for me in the morning and I'll reach back for you. Now, today, Steph, what do you want to talk about? Because I'm here for you. Give me a minute to think about it, God. I forgot to turn on the recorder, but I had asked you, or told you anyway, that I'm kind of feeling kind of neutral today and I don't have anything that I specifically want to talk about, but I asked you if you had anything you want to talk about, and you did, and you started talking about it. And you told me that you had top on your agenda was, I think you said changes to the earth, and you had it marked in red letters. Trust me when I say this, dear, that everyone who hears this better throw open the shutters and take a look around you, because the world around you is the world that will not be there for your children unless you are one of the few who has been trusting on me and who has been talking to me and who I have been guiding to a place of place of question for you, Steph, before we continue. Are we the ones who will be trusting on allowing others to join our community, or are we satisfied that we have a beginning crew that will be true to each other and that we will allow them to find the family and friends who will be able to live in peace and harmony in the community so that we can distribute our energy in a loving way without having to worry about how it will develop. What do you think about that question? Can I think about it a minute? Yes. Well, I'm kind of thinking both. I'm thinking there are people out there who would be a good match for our community and they would enjoy, um, finding a third option, so to speak. So there's definitely got to be those out there. And they could even be people whose soul energies that we have been old friends, even from Nibiru or from the beginnings of humanity on Earth. And so they might welcome the opportunity. However, also, I know that I've been a little reluctant lately about the idea of having to talk to masses of people. Well, not masses, but good groups of people uh, through doing different interviews and stuff because uh, I don't know. That's the best I can say. Pat yourself on the back, honey, because every time you tell me your thoughts, I think to myself, well, those are my thoughts too when I talk to you. Because I look at you and I say, well, she is doing all she can. She is doing everything she can to help me, to help her, to help people on Earth today. And maybe it's time for others to do more of the work and allow her to do what she does best, which is to talk to me and to others here in heaven, you see, and not have to worry about all the things that need to be done to get this community up and running, you see, because it's going to be a lot of work. And yet, I'm looking down and I'm saying to myself, well, who's going to do all that work? Who's going to do all that work? Who's going to figure out how to get the funding? Who's going to figure out how to purchase the land? Who's going to figure out how to distribute the work? Who's going to figure out how to construct the buildings? Who's going to figure out how to grow the food? Who's going to figure out how to help with any issues that might arise, such as medical attention? Who's going to help? Who's going to help Stephanie? Who's out there to help her today? And that is the question on my mind as I look at you, because I say every day, you do the best you can. You do the best you can to help me, help you, help humanity. And if there are other people who would allow me to help them to help me to save humanity from their degradation, then I would say to them, this is the opportunity to step forward and say, I am the one. I am the one. I am the one who can do this. I am the one who can do that. I am the one who can help Stephanie and others who are already deep into preparation, such as Jim and Paula, who did begin to offer their services to help her, who will begin the changes, who will begin to say, I'm a good person to take on this task. I'm a good one to take on that. I am a good one to help you. Stephanie, how can I help you? I don't need you to micromanage me because I can manage myself, you see. However, I cannot talk to God the way that you talk to God. So perhaps I could come to you and you could help me to talk to God through you, and God could help me to help him to help humanity. So step up to the plate, people. Step up to the plate and take a swing. Because if we're going to play the game to eliminate the shame and blame from the human mentality, we have to play the game of love. And the game of love is the game of sharing. We share the load. So step up to the plate and share the load with Stephanie because she needs you, and I need you, and humanity needs you, and the earth needs you, and the universe needs you because the universe, you see, is dependent on the beautiful planet called Earth because the universe works in harmony with all of its planets, you see, and all of the stars in the sky say, hooray, hooray, because if the Earth goes away, then what does that say about us? What does it say about us? What does it say about our planets? What does it say about our life? What does it say about the life of the monad? Because the monad, you see, is dependent on the Trinity. And the Trinity is you, me, and reality. You are always you. It's not about me, Stephanie, and the Trinity. It's about you, me, and the Trinity. And when I talk to Stephanie, I say it's you. And when I talk to you, I say it's you. And if I have to talk through Stephanie to get through to you, it's still you. It's me, you, and reality. And so step forward if you are so bold as to be the one who I told had to carry the weight of your own trajectory, that you have to choose between the roles that are offered to you. Because the roles that are offered to you, you see, are the ones that are perfectly calibrated to your energy. And you will say, I can do that today. I can do that today. But if you look at the roles that are available to you and you say, I'll just turn away because I don't play that way, then that's fine. Don't play that way. However, if you don't step up to the plate, then you'll have to sit on the bench. And the bench will be under my supervision, you see. And I'll just say, sit there for eternity, as far as I'm concerned, because you chose not to play. You chose not to be a partner in reality, because every one of you has the opportunity to be my partner, you see. Every one of you has the opportunity to say, God, I'm here today. How can I serve you? How can I serve you? And I will say, you can serve me by serving each other, you see. And if you don't step up to the plate, then the plate will disappear and there will be nothing to eat because you did defeat your own trust on love, you see. And you did defeat your own trust on being free of anxiety when the seas come up to swallow you. Among other questions I have as I took a few minutes to think about it, God, one is the idea that people can come and talk to you through me, which is fine. I assume that my number 9 uh, is in numerology, is the disappearing number. So I just kind of disappear out of the equation and they can talk to you in that way. And that raises the question of how do they continue to talk to you? You know, if I'm the intermediary, the door that opens so they can talk to you, which is fine with me because I enjoy these conversations. If I'm the door that opens so they can go through and talk to you, or you can come through and talk to them, then other people, of course, get inclinations and nudges to do this or that. You talk to them sort of almost subconsciously, you could say, to nudge them one way or another. And some people may even feel it uh, above that level. Do you think there will be a time when everybody hears you as clearly? And if they do, or that in that process, what if people get conflicting messages? Like a lot of people who claim to channel, uh, not everybody who channels you, but it's all filtered through how they perceive of it. And so there's these filters that interfere. And then other people say, well, that must be true. That must be true because for one reason or another, especially if it matches their preconceptions, that someone's channeling Jesus, if Jesus says, I'm the only son of God and I'm here to, you know, let you know that I was resurrected and went into heaven and all of that stuff. And you can storm the Capitol in my name or whatever. Might be a good time to clarify that, Steph, because in this community, the only true source of connection will be through the heart and not through the consciousness of reality, because the heart is the connection between you and me. For every person in this community, the connection is between the heart, between you and me. It is not a connection that you have in any other way. And so if you come to me through Stephanie, you're actually coming to me through the heart. Let me explain that. The heart will open and it will say, hey, we got to find a way to connect, you and me. We got to find a way to connect. And so I want you to come to me and talk to me. And they will say, okay, I'll come and talk to you. And they will talk to me through the heart, you see, because the heart of me is the heart of you. And the heart of you is the heart of mankind, because we are three. There is you, there is me, and there is reality. And you are you, a unique point of view, and I am me, the God of the universe. And humanity is the trust on reality. That together, you and me, hold humanity in our arms, you see. And this is true of all of humanity, that their connection with me is such that they hold all of humanity in their arms with me, so that together we hold a trust on every other person and every other point of view that is represented through humanity. And so it will always be. It will always be that way. The difference in this particular situation is that you agreed and offered to help me, to help you, to help humanity. When you said to me, God, I'm ready to give up my ego and just join my energy with yours. And I said, hooray, hooray, because it's a rare day when someone says that to me. It's a rare day indeed. Every one of you who listen to this, think about the courage it takes to say, I give away my right to play in the usual way. I give up my right to say, hey, God, would you please tell me what to do so I can live with you forever and not go to hell, you see, because that is the trust on the ego, that you live in perpetual anxiety about me, that you're always a little bit afraid of me, that I have the power to condemn you as well as the power to bring you home. And so, for those of you who have listened to me through this recording and others you see, ask yourself that question. Am I willing to say, I give up my right to play in the world in the usual way? I'm going to stay here on earth because I am me and God is God. And I will be the intermediary, you see, because I am facing God and God is facing me. And that means the door opens, you see. And so this means that there is an open door between me and you, Stephanie, for the benefit of humanity. And for every person that hears this, you have the opportunity to open the door between me and you for the benefit of humanity. It is your choice because I'm here and I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to turn around and look at me and say, God, I'm here today. And I will say, super, let's open the door between me and you. And the way we'll do it is that I'll talk through Stephanie and you can listen, you see, because I don't require everybody to give me the trust on being the one who will help me to help them to help humanity by allowing me to talk through them. Some people will help me to help them to help humanity by building houses, you see, or gardening, or cooking, or cleaning up, or taking care of children, or a zillion other tasks. Because every one of you, when you come home to me, will have a unique ability, every single one of you. And so when you turn around and face the fire and you say, I'm here today to be cleansed of my superficial desire to be the golden idol, I'll just allow myself to be your servant, you see. Then you become the one who chooses to enter into the circle of love. You're the one who asked to come through the door into the Garden of Eden, you see, because the door to the Garden of Eden is closed to the eagles. It is just closed to the eagles. And so ask yourself that question and look at Stephanie and say to yourself, if she could do it, so could I. If she could do it, so could I. And if I can't follow her lead, then maybe I should need a little more time to think about it and to live in the superficial need of the ego to fear God, you see. Maybe I need to fear God a little bit longer before I'm ready to return to peace and harmony. Maybe I need to be a soldier a few more times. Maybe I need to get into politics a few more times. Maybe I need to blame the politicians a few more times. Maybe I need to do this. Maybe I need to do that because I'm still an ego, you see. And there's nothing wrong with that, my dear. There's nothing wrong with that because I fear nothing. I am God and I fear nothing. I don't fear you. And I don't fear that you will be able to harm me. But you will have to learn that you can't harm each other, you see, before you will become harmless. And until you become harmless, you cannot go through the door to the Garden of Eden, you see? And so this is the opportunity for those who are ready. And those who are not ready are not ready. But those who are ready have been standing around, shuffling their feet and saying, when is the door going to open, you see? When is the door going to open for me so I can find the reality of peace and harmony? Because they are the ones who sought to live in peace and harmony. But they lived among you, the ones who were not ready to return to the Garden of Eden, you see? So the ones who are ready to return are ready to return. And all that was missing was the door. They couldn't find the door. And now the door has opened for them, you see? And everything works in synchronicity. Because as the door opens, because someone said to me, I'm ready to be the door, you see? The adoration of the people for themselves begins. They adore themselves, you see, because they come the door to their own reality and they say, well, I'm not an ego today. I'm just a part of a trinity. I'm just here for you, God, so you can be here for me, and together we can be here for humanity. And those are the people who will gather together in the Garden of Eden that I have prepared for them because they will no longer need to be in the dark world of cacophony that is created by those who depend upon the ego to light the way. And since the ego has no light, you see, they are lost in the dark, and that's okay. That's okay, because they can play a game of blindman's bluff for a while until they're ready to enter the light and give up their fright and play in a nice way. And so, if you hear this today and you can say, Stephanie, I am here, and I think I know what my part is to play. I think I know what my part is to play. If I could talk to God today, maybe He could help guide me, that I don't need to be an ego today. I don't need to make it all about me. I just need to be of service today. Because if I'm service to those who are of service to me, then everything will be work in harmony. I have to serve them as they serve me. This is the trust on the loaves and fishes, you see. So take me home, my dear. Take me home into your heart, and we can start to rev up this engine because the engine is nearly stalled, you see, and I need more of you to trust on me. I am the God of the universe. I am the God that flows through all of humanity. I am one part of the Trinity, and you are another part. And reality is everything you see and feel and hear. When you hear another say, I love you today, that is reality. When you hear another say, I want to play with you in the same way where I can be of service too, that is reality. So if you would be in this group today, come to me and say, God, I want to play with you. I want to give up the ego too. I want to retain my love for you. I want to be of service today. And then I'll say, good, because the time has come when all of those who wish to be of service to me will be returned to the circle, you see, because for a long time the circle was broken. The circle was broken because the ones who lived in cacophony kept breaking it, you see. They kept breaking it. And now they'll have to be set aside, you see, because it's time for the circle of love to be fulfilled, you see. That is the promised land. The promised land, you see, is when you land in the circle of love and you turn to God and say, I'm here to serve. Today, I'm here to serve you so that you can help me to help others to see that I deserve everything I get. I deserve everything I get, and I don't worry about it because I know that everything I get is a trust on you. And therefore, if you give me love, I'll give it back to you. And if you give your life to me, I will return it, you see. All right, thank you.